Yes, Barbara.
Hi, hi, Wayne. Um, I'm attempting again to find some clarity in a topic that is going around and around, and it is evoked by a very confusing friendship I had with a local spiritual teacher here, um, who actually became more like a friend, but and now we're not really friends anymore because it was my um, perspective that when someone is a sage, it doesn't change anything in terms of equalness on a personal level. And although there might be a certain role played out in satsang, right, that does make sense to me. And he saw that differently. So he didn't see this equalness besides satsang. So for example, like having a coffee together, we're still not equal, not on all levels. So he said, yes, as persons, you're equal, but there is just something that I'm offering more to the contact than I would be offering to the contact. So therefore, it would make sense if I would pay the coffee. And it just confused the hell out of me, and I can't see if that's true. So how do you see that?
The way I see it is that none of us are equal. We're all different.
Yeah.
We're all unequal.
Yeah.
We have different qualities and different characteristics that are not equal.
Does that make the people around you who are not sage, are they less valuable or less interesting for you?
For me,
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, sagehood doesn't interest me. People interest me, and some people interest me more than other people.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah.
So, I mean, but it isn't a matter of, I don't have personally a spiritual hierarchy.
Yeah.
Somebody who does have a spiritual hierarchy tends to be less interesting to me. And so I generally choose not to associate with them if possible.
Mm. But still, you might feel a difference when you're sitting with someone who is identified with certain ideas or with, yeah.
Of course.
While you're not. Yeah.
Yeah. And so the balance is always, I mean, everybody's a melange, everybody's a mix.
Mm.
So, I mean, the ultimate case is in the moment, whether I am inclined to hang out with somebody or not.
Yeah.
There's no principle involved.
Yeah. Did you notice that you lost interest in a lot of friendships, or are you sort of outgrew the need or the wish for friendship?
No, I wouldn't say so. That really just has to do with one's character, one's nature.
Mm.
Different people have different needs for different levels of companionship and social interaction based on their nature. And that ebbs and flows and varies.
Yeah.
So it comes down to the moment.
Mm.
So the next time that person calls, you may or may not say, yeah, let's meet for coffee. Or if they call and say, and reach out to you to meet for coffee, say, okay, this time you're buying. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm clear on that by now, for myself. But it just kept nagging because I can't quite check how it looks like from perspective. You're a sage. Maybe you see something like, oh, and I'm not seeing that right now.
All right. Gotcha. There's no sage perspective.
Okay. Right.
Period. Flat, period, end of story. There is no sage perspective.
Yeah. Yeah, and you often said also like there you don't have something more, you have something less.
Precisely.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Okay. You're welcome. Next time you buy the copy for me.
We'll see about that.
Yes, we will. So, uh, Wanma says, these days I'm living different emotions all at once, almost. And it seems to me that the dog that died a few days ago and the girl that is about to be born are indicators of things as they are when they are. And a friend tells me that spirituality is in the everyday world, in this uh, present moment, in the life we lead and what we do, and not in things like seeing the different levels of reality. Could you say something? Well, it's a matter of definition. I of what you consider to be spirituality in this living teaching of Advaita, which is the only definition that I offer. The living teaching points to all that is, and that is includes everything. Everything that happens. And it is not about your evaluation of it so much, your hierarchies so much, although they too are included as being part of what it. But as I was telling Barbara, spiritual hierarchies and have no interest for me. And I don't evaluate things as being more real or less real. It's just not a paradigm that I'm interested in. But other people love it. Other people make charts and and they have scales and they evaluated everybody, and say this one's got more consciousness than this one. This one's more spiritual than that one, and they've got formulas and all kinds of ways of evaluating these things, and it's like a whole industry. So if that interests you, terrific. I'm not suggesting that anybody shouldn't do what they're doing, but it doesn't interest me at all. Mainly because I've observed that everyone who I've ever encountered who's made one of those lists has themselves at the top of the list.